Excuse me, hold on. I'm going to mute myself.
So thank you all for being here, and please mute yourself while we do the meditation.
I don't know if I can do that. Can you mute me and unmute me? Because if I mute myself, then I lose my picture.
Yes, gotcha. So it mutes everything, huh? All right, we're all in mute but me. Okay, so let's take a few minutes to center within, and I invite you to find that comfortable position in the chair, relaxing and sitting erect if you can and is comfortable for you. Are we allowing that flow of breath, flow of energy, and for the ability to sit in a relaxed but alert attention to spirit within. And so I invite you to close your outer eyes if you haven't done that already, letting go of outer influences, bringing our attention inward into that place of peace within us, bringing our attention into our hearts. And I invite you to take 3 slow, deep, conscious breaths, breathing down into the belly and the chest 3 times and exhaling 3 times. And you can also exhale with an audible sigh if you would like. And then allowing the breath to find a natural rhythm. We keep our attention inward. And focused inward. We align with the inner self, the higher self, our true reality and identity as a spiritual being, infinite and eternal. Remembering that we are not the body. We are not the thoughts that arise and disappear in mind. We are not emotions that arise. We are not even the desires of the personality. For we are spirit. Manifesting in these physical vehicles of the body to experience this divinely human experience. To live in awareness of who we truly are. Not what is seen physically. And so I invite you to remember that beautiful, bright silver light within and see it running along the spinal column. See this column of light reaching up into the sky above the planet, reaching down into, perhaps through the planet. This silver cord, this spiritual energy that you are. And then think about your entire being filled with this beautiful, brilliant silver color. I invite you just to tune into that energy of completeness, of infinity, meaning there are no limits of time or space on your being. And so I invite you for a few moments just to hold that vision of the beautiful, brilliant, radiant silver energy. Feel it extending out past your body. You might even feel the vibration of it, a sensation of vibration. Feel your expansiveness. Allow yourself to feel that infinite peace and joyful bliss of freedom. Of infinity. No restrictions. Thoughts or distractions arise, just simply bring your attention back to this silver vortex. Allow yourself to accept this mighty energy of spirit that you are. That you are greater, that which is within you, that your true nature is greater than any circumstance or challenge. And we remember the words of the Master. In this life you will have difficulties, but cheer up, take courage, for I have overcome the world. And we too have that same ability to rise above any worldly circumstance, to realize and express the infinite self. And perhaps there is a peace that comes to you with that knowing. Perhaps even joy and gratitude. And so we give thanks for increasing awareness of our true self and increasing understanding of our expression of that spirit that we are, and our ability to rise above. Our ability to be present to the human experience, and at the same time, to be aware and living from the spiritual level. In gratitude, we give thanks. Allowing this truth to manifest as us, here and now. And so it is. I invite you to take another gentle, full breath. And bring that energy you're holding up into your eyes, so that when you open your eyes, you may stay in this higher vibration as we begin our class. So I invite you to open your eyes, make contact with eye contact with those on the screen. And namaste.
I'm working with Pam. She has a hard time. She's having a hard time logging in. And I don't know how to direct her other than I said that you or Donna I sent her the link from Meetup. She cannot seem to access her email, so I'm not sure if that helps her or not. Somebody please contact her, whoever over there. So good afternoon, everybody. I hope that everybody's rested and relaxed after that beautiful meditation and all that breathing. I enjoyed the breath. I'm not sure what Pam is doing because I sent her the link, but she hasn't done anything. So I don't know if she's trying to get in or not. So I don't know what to say. Okay.
I can text her the link. Maybe, is she trying to get on her laptop or on her or phone?
I don't really know.
Okay, let me call her.
I'll go ahead and either call her or go on Messenger because I don't think she's on texting.
Okay. Yeah, she is, because we do it for the prayer chaplains. Okay, I'll get in touch with her.
Okay, Jenny just said something.
Who?
Yeah, I just got an emergency call from my son, my newest granddaughter. She's just a month old, not even a month old. They got to take her in. I got to go watch the other one, so I got to go. Sorry.
Okay,
bye.
No problem. Sorry, I'll send you the link later. Oh, she's gone.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Blessings, everybody. Okay, so today there will be different things going on. I want to talk to you about how to understand what to ask for when you have issues and you are out of your balance, and how to direct how to reword, how to affirm what you need to affirm when you're out of balance and you want to get clarity. So I have a bunch of different affirmations that I'm going to be reading to you. What I would like you to do is hear what I'm saying, but I'm going to wait a little bit on that. So I'm going to do that a little bit later. I wanted to make a review because I noticed that there's a lot of you that are not how many of you are still working with a robot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regularly. When you have issues, I mean, the moment that you start getting a little bit ruffled, or once you get into the whole thing, it's important at this point that we put what we have to use, because if you do not, then you're not going to be able to stay up here. Okay, you know, you can go down the steps. We all do come down, up and down at times, and that's perfectly normal. But we also need to know how to not remain there, how to stay up and be able to function and be able to lift ourselves back up. So I'm going to pick on a couple of you. I don't know who yet. Let me see. You. Hi, Donna.
What do I win?
Please tell me the steps to release anxiety, tension, fear. How do we give this to the robot exactly? All 4 or 5 steps.
Okay, so what, I'll tell you what,
Whatever you remember, whatever
this
you
is
do.
what I do. This is what I do, okay?
Okay. What you do
All right,
versus
so,
what you need to do. Okay.
yes, whatever triggers me, you know, and there could be a lot of things that trigger me, of course. But not as much lately, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so well, as soon as I feel that coming in, okay, and now it doesn't take much. You can feel it right away. I'll just give you a small example. Okay, yesterday, I poured myself a glass of water and I put in enhanced water formula thing or whatever. And I turned around and I went to set it on the stove. I've got a glass top stove thing, and I knocked it over. I knocked it over, and right away I triggered and was like, you know, okay, swear words came out of my mouth, of course, because that's that's what I always had in my cellular memory, right? And then I realized that isn't serving any purpose for me. That just is not serving any purpose for me. So that's when I took a deep breath back and I just said, okay, that is a program in me. I am removing that and I'm giving that to the robot, because he's a program, he likes programs. There you go. And then I took in calmness and I said, okay, the truth is that you are whole and you're loving, and this isn't reality. Your truth is that, you know, you are a loving person. So I took a paper towel, cleaned it up, and we were on our way. And that was it.
It's funny that you say that, because today I was trying to get some sleep and I couldn't get any sleep, and I was frustrated, and I got up and I keep a glass of water by my night table, and I went like this and it went flying, landed on my carpet, and I got, you know, I have one of those absorbing yellow things, orangey things that are supposed to pick up all the water and stuff. I had 4 big ones, and I'm over there, you know, working with it. But interestingly, I did not have a reaction, only the action of going to go get the stuff. I'm not saying I always do that, but this morning, maybe it's because I wasn't fully awake, I don't know. But okay, the what I want to get into is, can somebody add to what she said? Yes, Diane. Can't hear you. Virginia, can you unmute Diane?
She's not muted from my side,
She's muted because I can't see her and I cannot hear her.
but not
I
from my
still-
side.
Okay, because I know you're the one that muted her.
I know, but my message is telling me that I cannot, that she's already unmuted.
Okay.
I just tried to unmute her too myself and I couldn't do it. It wouldn't let me.
Okay, so it's on her side, whatever it is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna jump to you, Penny.
Well, I'm not good at this yet with the robot. I have a tendency to have the meltdown and then I go, oh, I could have given it to the robot.
No. I mean, when you do give it to the
Oh.
on occasions when you do give it to the robot, what are your steps?
Oh, I don't remember exactly all the steps. I was trying to look in my notes.
No. I'm talking to you about what you do.
Oh, I would say usually, like if something happened like with Donna, which is another, it sounded
Which
like,
is okay. I'm not judging. I need to know.
sounded like
what you
didn't,
guys,
because
you
that's
guys
exactly
are
what I
missing.
responded.
I was told that you guys were missing the steps
yeah, okay.
because for whatever reason.
Well,
So I just want to hear what you guys are doing.
okay. Well, let's say later on, when I say, oh, I should have been the observer in that, I'll usually think through what was it that was, what cellular memory was causing that? What was it in my cellular memory that was causing me to react that way, either to a person or to a situation, like spilling something or whatever. So my first, I guess I do more an analysis of it. I stop. I go, okay, wait a minute. This is not my truth. I am not my thoughts. I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings. I am not my emotions. And I try to get in the present. And then I say, okay, I want to analyze what from the past is causing this kind of reaction, and why, and what is it I need to, what cellular memory am I trying to give to the robot?
Okay.
And of course I try to, take, the peacefulness, trying to get calm, maybe take a couple breaths, but usually this, yes, okay.
By the time you are doing this, it no longer works.
Well,
Because
okay, well, it's better than nothing, Angie.
No. What I'm trying to find out, how many of you try to catch it before you get that far in? In other words, are you so attuned with your feelings that you know the moment that you get off kilter, where you start going like dee dee, because it starts going like this. We're usually like this when you are in balance, right there. But then the moment that you start going like this, if you are
That's why
constant.
I told you I'm not good at this yet. I'm still not good at this. I have a tendency to react. So
what I'm asking you to do then is to pay attention.
I know.
To how you feel.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Okay.
At a time. And especially when nobody is looking, when nobody's there to incite you or anything, that you're by yourself and your own thoughts are going to play with your mind and with your emotions and with everything. You don't need another person. But pay attention to when you start getting off kilter. It's going to start very slowly, and it's going to start with a thought, and then it's going to start moving, and then it starts escalating. And then it starts escalating until you come to a point that is familiar to you, because you're not so much familiar as staying balanced for a long period of time. So take an hour and look at how you're, an hour when you are aware enough, where you are not being pushed or bugged or by anything or anyone. And that's how you start when you are like that. And you're not the only one in this position, Penny, just so you know.
Well, the only time I can really do this with the robot is if I'm already in a very peaceful state. I'm already calm. I'm already peaceful. Everything's going well. And then I might say, oh, I spilled the water. Now, don't get upset about it. I got to stop myself. Yeah.
What happens is you're no longer triggered by then. By then, your analytical mind and your ego are saying, oh, I could have done this and this and this and that. And then it becomes an ego play. You can only deal with erased cellular memory when it's happening, because you have got to go through the feeling part. Okay. Okay. Anybody else wants to volunteer? Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Hi. Anybody else wants to? Yes, Rasuila.
I don't know if Donna said this. The only other thing that I add after I give it to the robot is I say what my truth is. So I speak.
Okay, what do you do? How do you start this? No. How do you start?
After I give it to the robot?
No, before you give it to the robot.
Before I give it to the robot, what is your question?
I don't know. You picked up your hand. What are the steps of the robot?
Right. So after I give it to the robot.
Of discharging your energy through the robot. All the steps are the ones that you do.
Yeah, so I give it to the robot and then I say.
How do you give it to the robot?
How?
Yeah.
So
Okay. And then what? And then what?
And then I say is my truth is.
Okay. And then?
What?
And then what?
State my truth. I didn't know there was more after that.
Okay. Hi, Sherry. Nice to have you. Okay. Let me see. Charlotte.
Okay.
Only what you do, not what all the steps are, but only what steps are you doing?
As soon as I have a thought, I immediately I give it to the robot, and that's it. I don't do anything else because it's gone.
Okay.
I say it's not my truth.
I
and
understand.
I give it to the robot, and that's it.
Okay.
I couldn't even tell you because I know I did it a couple days ago. I have no idea what the thought was. It's totally like gone.
Okay. Sarah.
Isn't one thing that I don't know if people have said, but actually feeling the feeling first is an important first step? You feel it?
No, it's not the first step, but it is part of it.
Okay. And then I do it the three with the head, the heart, and then like the
Close it, baby, please.
lower chakras.
You got to turn the knob and it's closed. Thank you.
Diane.
Yes.
You're on, so I don't want to mute you, but I need quiet. Okay.
The thoughts. I focus on the thought, the feeling, and the visceral, like physical feeling, and that's not mine, each part of it. And then I go through what my thought is about myself that's true, the feeling that's true, and then the physical feeling that's true, and feel those things and then let it go.
Okay, thank you. Sam. Unmute. Yes.
when I feel whatever it is creeping up on me.
I like that creeping up.
Yeah. It happened this morning. And so I feel it. So I spot it and I name it. Here it is. Starting anxieties trying to get me and make me angry. And so I say, this is not my truth. It is not me, and I will not give my energy away to be contaminated by it. I call it contamination. So,
Okay.
and then this blank is not my thought. This blank is not my feeling. I give this blank away. My truth is thought and feeling, and then I say thank you at the end.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the blanks.
Okay.
Because what I did for all of you, I went through different steps at different times.
Okay.
And as we were coming along, you were supposed to incorporate those things to the robot, because I kept on adding information and adding more information and adding more information. So at this point, I need to review the entire thing. So we start with, you invite the observer, number one, because you already feel it and you need a balancer. So the moment that you get into the observing part, okay. Number two, you recognize the feeling, but you do not push it. You will feel the feeling. Number three.
What do you mean we won't push it? Did you say push it?
Don't push it out. You need to feel the feeling, because that's the whole point.
So recognize and feel.
One of the most important things is do not push the feeling away. Let it pass through.
I got it.
Can Virginia, can you mute her? Thank you. So, where was I? Okay. So you have the observer, you feel the feeling. You said, oh, this is whatever the feeling is. And then you go, this is not my thought, number one. Then you go, this is not my feeling, number two. Then you go at the bottom and you go, this is not my emotions, out. Feelings and emotions are two totally different things. We went through this before in class. So you have thought, feeling, and emotion, and then you have the major charge, the plug, what I call the plug. Until you disconnect that plug, you cannot erase the cellular memory. You know, you're gonna check out after you did the thought and the feeling and the emotion. You're gonna go down and find that where your charge is. You're gonna have to look in your body as to where you're holding the charge. Which part of your body stands or you're having issues with. Most people hold it in their back. Some people hold it in their gut. And they have a lot of gut problems and things like that. So where is the charge? And then you go through the charge part, whatever part of your body is being affected, and you throw it out and give it to the robot. That's the final discharge to the robot. Once those four parts have been taken care of, okay, that's the thought, the feeling, the emotion, and the charge. Those are the four parts. After all that is done, then you said, okay, then you state only your truth. If you're in fear, okay, I'm the spirit of love. I am loving action. I am things, you start saying whatever your truth is on that is truth for you at that moment. And you ask as you are doing all this with the observer as a co-pilot, so you're gonna be in the clear. You're going to feel with the observer. You're going to let your feelings be felt, your emotions, and identifying your emotions with the observer, discharging that to the robot with the observer, and then stating your truth with the observer. After you do all that, you're going to breathe in deeply, and you're going to oxygenate the body, giving a new lease to the cells that just got released. That memory, you release it with breath, and you do breath work. Okay. We're talking about trauma. The last step on that is after you do all that, you're going to embody the version of you at the time, the version that you're claiming to be. Not only are you going to declare that, but you're going to embrace that, you're going to embody it, you're going to feel the emotion and the feeling and the thought. Okay? So you can release the trauma. Okay. So that's the last step. Allowing yourself to feel everything, your new stance of where it is that you're stating, this is my truth. The other, you stated what wasn't your truth. You recognize it for what it was. Oh, I'm angry about blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not my truth. I'm not my feelings. I'm not my emotions. I'm not my thoughts. It cannot be you. Just on those three things, it cannot be you. I mean, you don't have to give it that much thought because you already know this. Your body, your mind already knows this. It's a cellular memory already because it's been repeated so many times, not only through me, but through Virginia and many of the thought processes and things that everybody's teaching. So that's the difference. So I want you to think about in the present, in at this stage of our consciousness, we are more embodied. We are more in the body than we have been. You start feeling more things because you have never been in the body as much as you are now. So you are not used to being in the body because you're used to flying away from your feelings, from feeling anything. It's a lot easier to disconnect. Like if something comes, and we think that we are so smart, we just, I'm so strong, I don't, that doesn't bother me, I don't feel this or I don't have to feel that, and we run away from it, not so much because we're so strong, but because we're afraid of it. So we are embodied, more embodied than you have ever been. You will be more triggered, easily triggered, and you are, what I would like you at this point, for the ones that are not easily triggered, I want you to pay attention to your inner conversations. Because you will be triggering yourself, not somebody else from the outside, but you will be triggering yourself, your own self-talk, your own inner chat. an example, okay, I went and I saw a friend maybe, and maybe she's not as conscious as I am, and maybe I wanted to bring her up, and so I could have somebody to chat with at my level, or in the way that I say, of course, it's at my level, it being the key, meaning the what do you call it, being the key, because it's coming from ego. If I'm seeing somebody lower than me, okay, and I need to bring them up to my level so I can be comfortable, because otherwise I can't be comfortable with them being somewhere else, in a different space than me. I want a conversation of equals, which to me, I'm putting somebody else down. Okay? The inner conversations, like let's say I'm talking to Donna and I'm having conversations on the back of my head. And let's say that Donna was way down here according to my ego, way at the bottom of the pile. And I'm thinking, I'm talking to Donna, and Donna says, she's just talking to me, and I said, and in my head, I'm wondering if she's going to, I'm hoping that she's, in a certain space, and we do that to our family members. We're hoping that they're always in a state where where it will be easier for us to fit in. They have to somehow fit our mold. I'm talking about being able to be present, because you're not present when we're doing that, when we're going. And I'm thinking, I'm wishing that Donna would not have done that, or I'm wishing that, but I'm not saying that. Instead of me communicating to Donna, like, can you do this? Have you thought about this, or have you seen it? Have you thought about looking at it this way, or have you, I see where you're coming from. And I was wondering if you have ever seen it this way, but I'm not doing that. I'm just hoping and praying that she'll be in a better state, according to my ego, whatever that state that may be. And that is called being at us and with yourself, because it's you, it's you and your inner thought. And I don't communicate with her. I never tell her exactly what I'm feeling and what I'm saying, and I keep on looking at her and trying to see what she's gonna say and where she's coming from, and I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. So I'm just waiting, but what am I doing? I mean, this is me and me. This is nobody outside of me. And I'm just using her as a, what do they call it? A board.
Sounding board?
Yeah, as a, not a sounding board, like you throw something and.
Dartboard?
Yeah, something, no, more like a ball that you're throwing and it bounces, a bouncing board, I guess. But I'm not communicating. I'm just communicating in my head to me. I wish you were like this, and I wish you would behave in a different way, and I wish you would talk this way, and I wish that, where is my acceptance level? Where is everything like that? But we do not, it's a hypocrisy for me to say that I have no conflict, and then I'm sitting there and looking and having all this distraught and conflicted emotions and thoughts and behaviors and feelings, and reacting to myself and to my own internal dialogue. Because instead of voicing what I need to say, how I'm feeling, at least I won't feel so betrayed, because I'm betraying myself. So especially, like I said, with our family members, my aunt, my uncle, my mom, my dad, my brothers, sisters, friends, relatives, all of them. And we have those conversations with ourselves instead of telling them. But yet we are so spiritual. We are so, we have our stuff all together, but we don't. So try to, if you want to pay attention to where you're at with your family next time somebody comes, and you're having a conversation with any of them. And you come to terms with yourself, not with them, with yourself, to be able to be honest with you. We're expecting people to change, but it is us with the problem, regardless of how bad that other person we think they are. That's our own judgment. So once again, it's the embracement of the body. I heard somebody explain it this way. Let's say that there's a bathtub and you're laying in the bathtub and there's water in the bathtub and then there's the bathtub. Okay, so there's three things: is you in the bathtub and the water and the bathtub. So since you are the body in the water, and the water is the light, your spirit, enfolding you, embracing you. And but this water was clean when you came in to this life, and people began throwing little bugs in the water, and they started biting you, and you didn't like the feeling, and you learned to take them off and throw them back in the water. Not really getting rid of them, but it's more like, just picking them up and throwing them back, and picking them off and throwing them back in the water. And the more people threw things into the water, and you did not stop it or resist it or anything, and you got the more program that you got. And now you're reacting to, not even you're reacting to things somebody else threw into your tub. And that's how come it is important that we don't go back. Don't try to find something backwards. Do not, if something happened, you do not go back and try to fix it. That's your ego. Don't do that. That is your ego. You can have a moment where you can say, oh yeah, I could have done that, and leave it at that. Do not go digging into things that you don't need to dig into. The feeling and the experience will come back again. It's the same bug. It will come back up. You don't need to go searching for memories and this and that, and I could have done this and would have done that. And no, either you caught it or you didn't, and it's okay. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to catch it. So if you don't know how to do that, then I will say what I told Penny. Do it an hour at a time. Do it an hour. Look at it 1 hour a day, or half an hour if you don't have an hour. And pay attention to where in that half an hour, where does your mind go? What are you reactive to in that half an hour? And you'll be surprised, because we're always pushing our own buttons. So the most important part is that when you're giving something to the robot is that you stay present, that you bring the observer. And that's because a lot of times when we don't want to feel something, and we're going, never mind, I got nothing to do with it. This is not mine. And, you know, you cut it off right there because you do not want to feel the feeling. Anything to avoid feeling the feeling. A feeling is just a feeling, and an emotion is just an emotion. If you feel it right then and there, it's like going through either a conveyor belt or I'm thinking more like a roller coaster. You know, you're going down the slope and the thing, and you're feeling all the wind, and there's no resistance. You know, the more resistance you put, the more tense you're gonna get, the more frightened you're gonna get. And that's actually what is the scariest part. It's not so much the ride. The ride is not scary. We scare ourselves. But we will say it's really the ride. It has nothing to do with me. It's the ride. Okay. Remember that what you resist persists. That's how come we don't want to look at it when it's happening. Our egos are very smart. Oh, I couldn't help it because it already happened. It already went past me. No, you can do something and you can catch yourself, but you have to give yourself that directive. If you do not program yourself to do that, to catch yourself, I'm able to do this. I'm able to recognize when I'm falling out of peace. I'm able to feel myself, you know, to recognize the tension in my body when I'm getting out of peace. And you set an intention to feel this, to start paying attention. What is going on? So so let me start again. Virginia, what are the steps?
The first thing is to be aware of a shift in their energy and then become the observer, noticing the feeling and the emotion and the charge, allowing yourself to feel it for however long you can without resisting it. Then when you are aware of it and acknowledge it and then you're able to release it, then you give it to the robot, beginning with the feeling. First, we know the thought. This is not my thought. I give it to the robot. This is not my feeling. I give it to the robot. It's not my emotion. I give it to the robot. It's not this charge. I give it to the robot. And then my truth is, and claiming that truth, and then breathe that in and grounding it in the body. Allow yourself using the breath to breathe it in and accept that truth of yourself, the real of yourself. And then the last step is to embody that truth.
Right. Did you mention the observer?
I did.
Okay. Then you got all of them. Thank you.
I take good notes.
Good girl. So remember, especially with our loved ones, there shouldn't be a fighting. If there's a fight, it's because we are involved. If we see the fight and if we see the conflict, it's because we have a conflict as to how to not be reactive. And the only way that you're reactive is because you have cellular memory. And it is a cellular memory you're reacting to. There should be no fight in love. There should be an acceptance, and not necessarily that you need to be a doormat. That's not what I'm saying here. All I'm saying is extend the courtesy of explaining to somebody that does not understand what you're trying to say because they're not at your understanding. But since you seem to understand more, or since you think you understand more, then demonstrate it and open your heart to love. Okay. Before I finish this on this side, I'll come back. Because the next topic is abandonment issues. Okay, I'm opening the floor. Good morning, Vietnam. No. It's heavy topics, but I'm trying to make them not so heavy. Nevertheless, we do have all this inner conflict between our ears, our own self conversations, inner dialogues, and continually attempting to have other people. And I'm not talking somebody in particular, I'm talking all of us. You know, we do this. No one excluded. So again, let me hear ya. Yes, Donna.
I really heard, I mean, I heard everything you said, but what really hit home to me was when you said being at odds with yourself and use that example. I do that a lot. I do that a lot when I'm listening and I hear things from other family members and I think, you should be this, you should be thinking that in my own head, you know, instead of verbalizing.
We all do that. We all do that.
It was the shoulds.
Like
it was the should.
No exceptions.
Yeah, yeah. And really what you're doing is you're pointing out, you know, you're being honest with yourself. You know, you got to be honest with yourself.
Right. You have to be honest with yourself. If you can't see that, you know, that's the hardest part, because as much, whatever you resist persists.
Yeah, that was really good. That was very helpful. Thanks.
Okay. Yes, Penny.
The only thing I find sometimes when I do exactly what you're saying is I express myself instead of having the internal dialogue. It does come out, but for some reason it apparently doesn't come out right, because then I get a negative reaction from the other person.
That's not your problem. The negative reaction from the other person is not your problem, ever. You can communicate, and if the other person does not want to hear it because they're not they don't have the same point of view you have, you know, they have their own point of view and you have yours. Agree to disagree. Doesn't have to be like I am right and you are wrong. Just recognize that they're not seeing what you're seeing, that they're not fully cognizant, or that they might be seeing something you're not seeing, because that could also happen. Okay, not always that I'm always right and they're always wrong. You know. So I understand that, you know, when we speak our truth, if we don't do it in a manner that is non-conflictive, with no conflict within ourselves, there would be no repercussion coming back to you. But if you have a conflict with that because you supposedly got hurt, because you became the victim, because you put your value out there, you're getting validated from the outside, that's what that means. And somebody had the goal to hurt you, they can't hurt you.
Yeah. No, I realized that yesterday. I
With
thought,
permission.
yeah. No, I did that. I spoke my mind, and then
Right.
I got hurt because I said, oh,
I know. I mean, that will be the steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will get hurt because it's a cellular memory that you're reactive to.
I know.
You're not conscious at the time that you are reactive. It's
That's
an
why I said
unconscious.
later on when I realized that.
It's called a reactive. It's called a reactive mind. It's coming out of unconsciousness. Okay, and it's not. You're not at fault. It is only a program that is running, and the other person is also going through the same thing, running through a program that they are responding to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I understand that.
When but when we get a little bit more grounded and more centered and more balanced, then we can really say, okay, I can see what the truth is here. You're not attacking me because you can't. I'm not giving you that power because you don't have it.
Yeah.
Okay. The only reason I would point out, or at least because I don't want to be responsible for that, for my feelings, not for anything else. We're talking about our feelings, our emotions, not theirs. So when you sit and they get mad, who cares? We're not validating them any more than validating you. You cannot validate them. You cannot validate them or invalidate them any more than they can do that to you.
But when does the open your heart with love come in, which is the last thing you said?
Yes, what that means is, okay, you see where they're at, you know where you're at, and you can agree to disagree. Like saying no contest, no fight, no blame. There will be no winners or losers if there is no game. Remove yourself out of the game by simply agreeing to disagree. If they want to continue the thing, that's not you don't have to respond to that. That's you getting in the game again, and if you got in the game again, it's because you're still playing with the ego, getting into the hook part. I mean, we all do it, Penny. I mean, it's not just we all do it at different levels, but we do it. And this is a class that we all have to be truthful even with each other. We all do it. Some of us are more expressive, some of us are more, but I've been right there, and until I fully and completely heal, I will have somebody who's gonna push a button somewhere. Can I catch it? Can I catch myself? Not for somebody else's benefit, for me. Why am I asking for validation outside of me? Because that's the reason we look for validation outside of us, is because we don't believe in our worth. We don't have the confidence to validate ourselves. Okay?
Thank you.
Virginia?
So
you raised your hand.
This idea of speaking my truth, I believe, gets distorted. The Bible says, speak your truth in love. And
well, that's what I meant by opening your heart.
Because if we are in a reactive attack or defend, we cannot speak our truth from that energy.
Exactly.
That we have to calm down and come to balance. That's when the heart opens. The heart will not open as long as we are attacking or defending. And I see myself doing that. And when I catch myself in that, I am sometimes able to take a breath and come back to center and do, like you say, it's all about me, what's going on in me. And I need to recognize my own ego reaction and let that go. Let the anger, the fear go, so that I can open my heart to myself And when I do that, the energy shifts and there's nothing for them to push against and the energy shifts, you know, but it's not, I'm not doing that for them. I'm doing it for me. But it's when we say I spoke my truth and I let them have it.
No,
That's not speaking your truth.
that's not your truth, number one. That's not your truth, number one. But if you can,
Thank you.
if you say those words, it's not your truth because you just invalidated the whole thing. And I let them have it. That's not a truth.
Thank you for that because I really wanted that clarification.
Yeah. Penny.
I don't think it's even, and I think that, thank you, Reverend Virginia, because I think that really does help because, and I don't even think it's maybe attacking, well, for me,
Not attacking.
sometimes it's more, for me, it's defending. And so it might even be, it might not be, but it might be, you know, kind of a like,
It
hey,
is self-defending.
validating myself and I'm not getting validated. So yeah, that's a defense.
That's when we go outside. This is a good example for you to learn that you're looking for validation from the outside. Right. You're not believing that you're worthy enough on your own. So you're looking for outside. So when there's abandonment issues, which we're gonna get into for a little bit in a minute, then that's when we begin to have problems. And all this goes back to abandonment issues.
So then it all goes back to
there, you know, whether your parents were there emotionally, mentally, physically, and sometimes none of the above, you know, and we do our own, you know, crying in the crib or doing whatever. And we were not even worthy enough to be picked up by our parents even then. So there's a cellular memory remembering all this. Well, and so we're still looking for validation from the family because we're still trying to belong.
So you might not be letting somebody have it, but you might be almost kind of communicating in such a way that it's still not going to be effective to the listener because you're defending, you're validating yourself and you're not trying to.
You don't have to defend. The moment that you start defending, you're no longer in truth. Okay, as we get into this deeper, you know, it's a lot more is going to come out and it's going to look, you know, like I'm trying to say that we're all, you know, mean people, but we're not. We're trying to see the truth. We're seeing the truth if we're open to see it. Any more questions? No. Okay, moving on. This is very easy. Abandonment issues now come from the thought that, not the thought, but the actual experiences of not being attended at the moment that you expected to be attended, especially when we're babies. If mom didn't come running to us in the first 20 seconds, and that's how babies interpret time. Okay? 20 seconds is an eternity to a baby. 20 minutes is hours. And the cellular memory is there. How come nobody's helping me? How come nobody's changing me? How come nobody's feeding me? You know, what do I have to do to make you notice me? So then you start to validate from the outside. What do I have to do to be noticed by you? What do I have to do for you to look at me in the way that I want you to look at me, lovingly? We look for that validation. And then we go, okay, you know, you could have had the most loving mom or dad, and you will still feel abandoned. Okay. The moment that you came out of that womb, there was a separation and you felt it. And from that moment on, we have been trying to reconnect. not to the one, but to the oneness. So if we can let go of the quote unquote damage done by the separation of coming out of the womb, the easier it will be for us to forgive ourselves for being born, because we are the ones that decided to come out. We were the ones that decided to be born. We were the ones that decided to come out. And we're the ones that put ourselves at the mercy of an outside world. So the easiest way to deal with an abandonment issues, is to declare yourself that you have that superpower. What does that mean? What am I saying? If I feel abandoned, the moment that I start feeling those abandonment feelings with my loved ones, whether they're my best friends or my husband or my wife or my whatever, brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and whatever the title, the moment that I start feeling that, I should recognize it as, oh, this is my opportunity. This is my power. Because I decided that this was going to be my power and I'm going to address it as such. I'm going to address it that I will be very conscious of when this happens and recognize it at that and give it to the robot at each moment that this happens. It is a superpower because it gives you the ability to recognize it if you choose to do so. It is a choice like everything else. You can choose to recognize this. You know, a lot of times, like I said, no more excuses. You cannot be excused like, okay, I didn't catch it in time. I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. I didn't, whatever. We all have done this. So I'm not looking at any one of us in particular. We all are in the same boat. Use it as a superpower. Learn how to help yourself with what is being thrown at you, with what you're being reactive to. Pick it up. I used to say, I think I shared this in one of my classes. I was a manager for one of the departments in a place I worked, and they used to come and try to pick at me and pick on me, and I would use whatever they said that was wrong with me, like you're very bossy or you're something, or and I would say yes, that is one of my roles and I enjoy it tremendously. Did you want some more of that? Or, and the moment that I said that, the moment that the problem was gone, because I acknowledged it immediately, because I did something about it, rather than withdraw and say, oh my God, they're criticizing me. Oh my God, they are. So I played with it. I declared that every time somebody was going to attack me, that was going to be a superpower for me. Not just, not just abandonment, but I used it for everything. You're attacking me? Okay. I will use that as my stepping stone. You can use it to bury me, or I can use it as a stepping stone, according to my consciousness. So before I go on to the next one, that's all I'm gonna say about abandonment right now. Questions? I'm gonna pick on you now. Brasila.
Yes. I'd
So
like
what
to
do you
ask a question. I'd like to ask, okay, so when I am stating my truth, like let's say I get triggered, let's say I get triggered that there's something that causes a lot of, when I get to the part about my truth, what would you say? This is an example.
when you are triggered by something, it means that you're in fear. It also means that you are recognizing, let's say, because I was talking about abandonment per se, a part of you will recognize when somebody is being, is trying to push you out of their way. Part of you will recognize that. And at times I have done that to different people, and I usually get called on it. I feel like what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And I have done the same to other people, but because I am mature enough to address it, I will. I'm going to say, okay, so why are you pushing me away? Why are you being cold to me? Why, why the distance or why, whatever? But we feel it. You will feel it. It's not a thought that is being, it's not a word exchange. It is a soul exchange that you read the other person and you feel. Let's say that somebody was in a romantic relationship and you knew that it was going south the way that, because of the way they were behaving, because of the way that they were subtleties, not something, concrete, and somebody was not being overtly, I mean, but somebody was definitely putting the brakes on something or putting a stop sign or putting in, we feel it. We feel that, and if you can't, you have to be aware of that, because people with abandonment issues are the first ones that feel that, with the ones that have the most problems with abandonment are the easiest people to read other people. And when you know that, your body's already preparing to not open up as much because you see the slam coming down, the shut up. So we are, and when we feel that we're just not going to open up to that, but we feel it. We feel it with our relatives, and we feel it with our significant others, and we feel it with, the only thing that you're not going to feel this with is with your pets. Unconditional love. So.
But my question, Angie, was, okay, so I acknowledge, I recognize that I'm being triggered, or thoughts
and I
are
said
coming.
it was, you have to look at you, that you're afraid.
Yes, but let's say then we get to the part with the truth.
But then you're gonna have to go back to doing it, giving it to the robot, and what you're asking me is, what is your truth?
Yes.
My truth is that I am the spirit of love, that I know I am lovable, that I know that if this is not coming, since I already asked for it, something better must be coming. I know that, if a door closes, another 20 will open up for me.
Okay, I just wanted clarifications about the truth part, because that's what I've been doing. I've been saying, for example.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just expanding for everybody onto what that meant.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Are we done with questions? Okay. Now, I'd like to give you some insight into how to align yourself when you're out of balance with affirmations. So I want you just to hear me. I don't want, you can make it your own if you want to, but I'm in a teaching mode, not so much in I want you to hear the words as to how it is being aligned according to what is being presented. Okay? So I'm gonna start. I am in the present moment. I am surrounded by life. I am able to feel the space in between me and the life that surrounds me. I am able to feel the space in between me and the objects and people that surround me. I am able to feel my connectedness to the source of all that is. I am connected now. I am energy now. I am white intention. I am light, intention, and attention, combining to make energy. Pay attention to the words. I am able to focus. I am able to focus on love. I am able to focus on understanding. I am able to focus on what I can learn from this situation. I am open and available in this moment to connect to the higher mind. I am available for infinite wisdom to flow through me. I am open and available for learning the purpose of this current situation. I am open and available to see the relevance this situation has to my current state of growth. Okay, pick a subject that you would like to be clear about or to come in balance. Think of a subject and I'll be right back.
Grab your hair looks great.
Alrighty. I lost somebody. Okay.
Auntie,
Yes.
Auntie, when you're talking about subject, you mean something that's bothering us or just
Something that will disturb you, take you off balance, something that, because these are to be used, because I'm giving you different topics for you to pick the topic that is going to apply to whatever situation you're working on. This is to align yourself to be in balance.
Okay.
Okay. Where was I? I am open and available for learning the purpose of this current situation. I am open and available to see the relevance this situation has to my current state of growth. I am confident that within the next 24 hours, I will follow my intuition and I will learn what I need to learn from this situation. I am confident that I will be able to integrate this new information that will bring me into closer harmony with my soul. I am a champion at moving quickly through these bumps and learning, growing, and expanding myself in the process. I am completely aware that everything is here in service of me as it is for everyone else. I am completely conscious of this universe being a safe and friendly one. Everything is here for my good, my growth, and to help me to love myself and others more every single day. I am aware of the next step I need to take. I am aware now of what I can learn from this situation. I am aware now of how this is helping me to become more than what I was yesterday. Now I am aware of how this is helping me to love myself and others now. Incredible, infinite intelligence works in miraculous ways in my life. I'm turned on by life. I am a bright light of ideas exploding inside that will take me to new and higher places within myself and within life. I am supported by a positive, healthy, and happy mindset. I am aware that just because something new is happening, that it does not mean that it is wrong or bad. Might be unknown, but not wrong or bad. I am always finding the way. I can always find a way. I am always in the right place at the right time. Everything is always working out for me. People pop into my experience at the perfect time. I'm easily meeting the beautiful souls. You somehow have exactly the right information I'm looking for. I am relaxed in my ability to see the signs and read the messages in one so that every circumstance or situation is profoundly positive. I am relaxed and confident that this will be a time I will look back on with satisfaction because I'm dealing with what is going on in a very helpful and positive way. I am lifting myself up. I am able to focus on things that make me feel good and change my vibration. Whenever, whenever I'm feeling that things are becoming a little too heavy, I am able to take a break in my mind whenever I need to. I am able to close my eyes and breathe deeply, feeling myself up again, not only with oxygen, but the life force energy. I am here for a powerful reason. There is intense and tremendous purpose for my life. Everything I am experiencing is helping me to express myself in new and expanded ways. I am so grateful for all my experiences. I am so grateful for this current experience. I am so grateful that I have a mind and I can think. I am so grateful that I have feelings and I can feel. I am so grateful that I have consciousness and I can be aware. I am so grateful for every single person that comes into my experience. I'm grateful for all the gifts of consciousness expansion that expansion provides. I am thankful for all the wonderful, exciting future events that will take place. I am thankful for, for all the incredible, positive, and uplifting experiences I am yet to have. I am thankful for all the beautiful people in my life. I am thankful for all the magnificent expansion that is going on through the process of my life. I am so thankful to the universe for all the support it gives me in all my creations. I am so thankful to the universe for all the support it gives me. I am so thankful to the universe for this current creation. I am so thankful. I'm becoming more aware every day of how this experience is helping me to be more unconditionally in love with myself and others. I am unconditionally loving myself. I am unconditionally accepting myself. I am unconditionally accepting and loving others. I am able to take a step back and see the bigger picture. I am able to see the pattern. I'm able to see the reason this is happening at this time. I am able to accept it as a reflection of my creation. Thank you, universe, for bringing awareness to me now. I have lots of energy. I am an energetic being. I am able to get through this with ease and the Christ. I am graceful and smooth in my dealings with others. I am allowing space in my life for epiphanies, for joy, and the synchronicities. I am allowing space for the unknown to unfold in my experience so that I might keep moving to new places of awareness and consciousness. I am deliberately holding my attention on the positive aspects of this situation. I am seeing fun and joy wherever I look. I am a part of the fun and joy. I am relaxed in my abilities to move through what initially seems like an obstacle with fun, joy, and ease. I am on track with my thinking. I am on track with my feelings. I know if I start to slide, I can come back and realign my energy at any time. I am aligned. I am in alignment with peace. I am in alignment with love. I am in alignment with understanding. I am in alignment with my purpose. I am in alignment with solutions. I am in alignment with new ideas. I am in alignment with personal and professional development. I am in alignment with infinite opportunities, and I easily learn, grow, move, and release. I am flowing with attention. I am flowing with infinite consciousness. I am flowing with the wine of life forever by inflowing in every experience. I am flowing energy in every interaction by flowing power, by flowing power. I'm glowing potential. I am flowing purpose by inflowing love. I am flowing understanding. I am flowing with the source of all that is. I am here now. I am present now. I am in this present moment. I am surrounded by life. I am able to feel the space in between me and the life that surrounds me. I am able to feel the space in between me and the objects and people that surround me. I am able to feel my connectedness to the source of all that is. I am connected now. I am energy now. I am light, intention, and attention combining to make energy. I am able to focus. I am able to focus on love. I am also able to focus on understanding. I am able to focus on what I can learn from this situation. I am open and available in this moment to connect to my higher self. I am available for infinite wisdom to flow through me. I am open and available for learning the purpose of this current situation. I am open and available to infinite wisdom. I am open and available to feel, see, or feel the relevance of this situation. I am confident. I am confident that within the next 24 hours, I will follow my intuition. I am confident that within the next 24 hours, I would listen to my spirit. I will learn what I need to learn from this situation. I am confident that I am able to integrate this new information that will bring me into closer harmony with myself, with my highest self. I am a champion at moving quickly through these bumps and learning and growing and expanding myself and to process. I am completely aware of everything, that everything is here in service of me as it is for everyone. I am completely conscious of this universe being a safe and friendly one. Everything is here for my good, everything. My growth, and to help me to love myself and others more every single day. I am aware now of the next step I need to take. I am aware now of what I can learn from this situation and what I want to do. I am aware now of how this is helping me to become more than what I was yesterday. I am aware of how this is helping me to love myself and others. I am aware of how the incredible infinite intelligence works and the miraculous ways in my life. I'm turned on by life. I am bright. I'm a bright light of ideas and exploding inside that will take me to new and higher places within myself and within life. I am supported by positive, healthy, happy mindset. I am aware that just because something is happening doesn't mean that it is wrong or bad. I am always finding a way. I am the way. So, it's many more pages, but you get the idea of what I'm talking about. We may say a word or two, but we leave most of what we need to say. It has to be a complete look on what you're looking at. Whether it is confidence you need, or whether it is that you need to focus on something or have the ideas to be generated within a certain time because you need a resolution. You need to know how to resolve it. You not only need the time, the resolution, but you also need it to be on time. You need to be concise. The more concise you are in what you're intending, the easier it is to manifest. And so the idea that it is only a couple of phrases, I am alert and I am focused and I am intending and I'm clear, it's not enough. That's why this had to be so exhaustive an example. And I didn't mean to tire any of you, but I wanted to give you the full effect. Depending on, you don't have to use all of those, but I'm giving you an example on which areas, whether it is focus or whether it is awareness or whether it is whatever it is that you're looking at, that you need to resolve. And remembering always that the universe is there for you, that it has your back 24/7. You need to befriend the entire universe, not just your neighbors and your family. Okay, I lost Cherry, that's who I lost, okay. Did I lose anybody else? No, okay. So, one more time, I'm opening the floor. This is your chance to ask the questions of things that you are intending to and how to intend for them. I mean, it's a lot of information. I guess I don't know how to do things in a simpler manner, but when I'm told that it had to be different things that we had to learn today, because I was not aware that people were not following the steps that are there for you to make your life easier. to make your life more directed, self-directed, and that makes you a self-actualized being. But I don't see people taking the initiative to really do the steps. I have repeated them in several instances, and I kept on telling you that I kept on adding things to them. And something is not gonna go out if you only do it on the mind or on the feelings or on the emotions or on, if you forget the charge or the any of that, you're not really giving it to the robot. If you don't have the observer with you, if you do not allow the feeling to go through, if you know all the steps, it's important that it's our life, it is so much easier. I know it's easy for me if I apply myself. It can become difficult if I do not. And I have found myself at times in places where I did not have that. Charlotte left. Okay, that's the other person. So it is up to you. I can lead a horse to water, but I cannot make him drink it. Okay, I'm giving you tool after tool after tool after tool, and I continue to do so. But it is up to you to use them. Yes, Donna.
Just a comment, Angie, that I must be learning something because I had a major situation happen in my life that if I hadn't had these classes and learning these things, I wouldn't be able to feel as confident that I do about this situation. So I'm just letting you know that something is coming across for me because my life is a lot more filled with joy than it was a couple of years ago, tremendously. So it is working. Whatever it is that you're doing is working for me anyway. So
Okay,
and I do appreciate, yeah. So, and these affirmations are very helpful too. There's a couple of them here. It's like, I wrote them down as fast as I could, but it was like, I am confident I will be able to learn what I need to learn from this situation that I'm going through right now. I am aware of the next step that I need to take in this situation. Those are a couple affirmations that I'm keeping. I want to keep those in my forefront as I go through this situation.
Right. And it also talks about adaptability. I mean, some of the affirmations have to do with, I mean, we're going through a lot of changes. Change is inevitable. And people are going through transitions, and I don't mean just death. I'm talking about transitions, you know, relationship-wise or work-wise or whatever. So it makes your transitions easier. It makes your flow with your relatives easier. It makes sense to address people with love and understanding, and then coming in already with I'm gonna butt heads with you because you're not at my level, because you cannot understand me, and I don't know if I want to deal with you where you're at. And you know, that's very snobbish to say that, to think that, to see ourselves in a situation where we don't we are really loving beings, but we don't catch our internal dialogues. And that's where most of our problems come from, because we're continuously thinking about how we're going to correct And if somebody was nicer, or they wouldn't be so ugly, or they wouldn't be so hateful, or they wouldn't be so, whatever the word is there, we're still pointing outwardly. They can behave whichever way they want to behave. It shouldn't affect you. It should not affect you. And if it's affecting you, because they're here, because they're not here, you know, some people are even upset about people that have crossed over. Some people are even upset, and I'm talking about angry when I say upset, that, you know, they left me with all this, that, and they did all this and they did all that. I mean, I have heard all kinds of things lately, but it's not out there. It's what you're willing to take on, how you're willing to take responsibility. And you cannot blame an incident, including a transition, for your misery, because that is up to you, entirely up to you. You know, to put your finger out there and say, my husband left me, my husband was cheating, my husband did this or that, or my husband died, or whatever. It happens. It's very painful, but it's okay for them to go when they need to go. And I'm not talking to anybody in this particular group. Okay, I'm not talking about transitions in anybody in this group. I'm talking about, I have been going through a lot of transitions, including in my family, in the past month or so. And I'm just hearing all kinds of things. And it's okay to be in pain. It's okay to be in grief. It's okay to do all of those things. But at the same time, do not be overindulgent to remain there, because then you get addicted to those chemicals, and then it will be harder for you to exit, to come back up. That includes people that are going through divorces or separations, or, you know, custody battles and things like that. Everybody has their own things that we're looking at or we're living with, or, you know, and we all need to come to terms with who we say we are. You know, let your walk match your talk, because we can do this. You are very resourceful. You are wanted. This universe is cherishing you and asking you to come up. Everybody's cheering for you. If you would just accept the help, the universe is willing to help you 24/7. If you but will just let go and come up. It is a decision. It is a choice. It is a conscious choice to stay depressed or to come up. It's a choice. It's all it is. It's not because this happened or that happened or this event or that. Nothing. If you want to hide behind that, it's okay. But I respect you enough to tell you the truth. To tell you that you are really loved and wanted here. Capiche? Okay.
I did an outline, so I have, I'm gonna have this outline, give it to the robot right in front of me, Angie, so I have no excuses, okay? This outline's gonna be right in front of me. There.
Remember first to set an intention that you will be aware when, that you will be aware of when you get out of peace.
Right, okay. Yeah.
You know, the intention, and the attention. Pay attention to your body. See when you're calm and when your body starts to tense up. We are so familiar with the tensing up that we think it's normal, but it isn't. We are so addicted to the chemicals of being in overdrive because of stressors that we don't know how to be peaceful. And when we're peaceful, are we really peaceful or just a little bit more tense, less tense? You know, so some people say, "Oh, I am relaxed." No, you're just not as stiff as a board, but you are, you know. But to you, it's like, okay, I'm relaxed now. But to you, that's the beginning, and that's acknowledge it as, yes, this is happening, and I am learning to relax. So this is good for me, and so just build on it. Use it as a stepping stone, like I said. If you find the block, use it as a stepping stone and let it become your superpower. Yes, Sarah.
I just wanted to share one of the affirmations that you told me a few years ago that really seemed to help me, was that I'm in constant contact with my higher self. Like for the years, I've repeated that to myself. Like I'm in constant contact with my higher self. I can always, and that's always available to me. I'm always communicating with it, and that helps me to connect more when I feel like I'm needing wisdom. So I appreciate that affirmation.
I mean, yeah. There is so many affirmations that are affirming, but one or two affirmations is not enough when you're doing affirmations. You're giving it to the robot, yes, that's a different thing. You know, I see, oh, this anger is not just this thing. No, what is it that you're that you're giving to the robot? No, this anger is not mine. Or this fear, whatever it is, or this anxiety is not mine. This thought, this emotion, this feeling, they're not mine, but name the emotion, name the feeling, name the thought. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it anger? Is it, go down the line. What is it? Identify it. That's like you need to feel it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and then work with it.
Is it about it's about manifesting and also about bringing yourself in the present moment? It seems like it has multiple purposes, the affirmations. Yes.
Okay. Was that a statement?
No, I was asking you, is it that affirmations are used as a tool for manifestation along with bringing you into the current truth of the moment?
Yes,
correct?
I gave different samples, like what was it? Can't think of right now. I started with the present moment, bringing your what do you call it? Bringing your present, being present, bringing your observer with you. I'm in this present moment, and I continue with that for a while. And then what Sarah was talking about, feeling the connectedness with source. There was a few more of those, and then it went to focus, and then the being open and available for filling the blank, and there was a lot of those. And then it went to I am confident that whatever you're doing or whatever you're asking for will come to realization within whatever amount of time that is, or whatever, or that you would learn from it, or so it has to do with being confident. And then awareness, consciousness. Then we went into love, but we went into awareness more than we went into love, because once you become aware, the love is already there. Um, then we went into the support. I am supported by life, by the universe, by a positive, healthy, and happy mindset. And then we were talking about grateful for your abilities or for however you were feeling and for all the people you met. We talked about satisfaction, the ability to be able to apply what you know and to have your mind available to you. And then we talked about gratefulness, 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 a bunch of gratefulness. And then we went from gratefulness to being thankful. And being thankful, and then being unconditional love in several of those. And then we went into energetic, for people that feel exhausted all the time. I'm an energetic being. I am energy. I am able to get this through, go through this with ease, with gracefully and all of that. So for everything, there was, and then alignment, and then we went through peace, and depending on what it was that you wanted to work with. As I said, pay attention to the wording to see what it is that you need, the affirmations that you need to hear. And in certain instances, it might be a combination. I usually start with, I am grateful and thankful that, or I am so happy that I feel grateful and thankful for. And that's how I start my own stuff. Because once you open the door to gratefulness and thankfulness, you have already pumped. You're pumping the well, so to speak, allowing yourself to be already in the flow. And we did talk also about the flow, being in the flow. So we have about 7 minutes left. Any last comments? My goodness, did I bore everybody? Okay. So, Virginia, what did you think of the class?
It's not boring, it's oversaturation. No, I wouldn't say oversaturation. It is saturation with a lot to consider. I know that I nodded off. I had a deep wound that came up from the discussion, and I was observing what I was going through, and I have a lot of work to do with this. But I know that when I got sleepy that I was trying to escape from the pain I was feeling. It's a very old and very deep wound, and one that I have never addressed before on an emotional level, so I will be working on that.
Good. What about you, Donna?
That's funny that she said that about sleeping. Guys,
Sleeping?
starting to fall asleep, and I didn't realize until she just said that is me trying to escape. I was escaping. So that was cool that yeah. So it was really good. It was really. I didn't even really think about like abandonment. I was like, abandonment? Geez, how, I guess there's people out there that have abandonment. And then the more we talk.
One of the major overall that covers everybody.
I have it.
So that's why you're not enough, you're not valued, you're not confident, that you're not, because you didn't feel that as connected as you were in the womb. And then if your parents didn't pick you up, and if you didn't do this and that, it just became more compounded as time passed by, and then we wanted the recognition, we wanted the validation from our family members, from any of our family members, and then from any of our friends, and then from any of my acquaintances, and from any of whatever, you know. And I try my best, and I artist, and I, you know.
Well, some of it is taught, because I can remember my mother telling me that you shouldn't pick a baby up right away when it cries.
Right, a lot of people think that, but
yeah, I mean, and there you go. So a lot of it is taught. So it's like, okay, I was doing the right thing. You know, now I have to be responsible for maybe the abandonment feelings that, you know, I created in someone else.
No, but I mean, this is how we were taught, that this is what was normal and acceptable.
Right.
And also a parent was feeling abandoned and them abandoning you, it would make sense. I worked through a lot of this with my mother.
Right.
When I was young, she basically abandoned me when it was right there with me. But she had been abandoned by my dad, and in that he put us in the middle of the woods up in northern Wisconsin and went to work. So, so I mean, I had to spend a lot of time working through it, and I love my mother so much, but I realized that it wasn't and that's something that I know why I do a lot of things I do, why I need attention, why I used to be an actress.
Yeah, we do that. Pam?
Okay, it's interesting talking about abandonment, because I've done some past life regression, and in the past lives that I could remember, I was abandoned. And I chose a family that abandoned me when I came to this life. I feel like, we chose a life, and I chose a family that would abandon me. I've chosen men that abandoned me.
Oh,
yeah. I've had an issue with being abandoned. So that's one of the things I need to, what am I supposed to learn from this? Is it that I am competent and I can handle it myself? I don't need other people. I mean, and then when I remember before Rod died, I had an incident at church when we were at church, and he wanted me to leave and go with him right then. And I said, no, I had to do this. And then when I was ready, I went outside and went right by where the car was, and I didn't see the car. And I thought, he left me.
Oh, okay.
I went back into the church, and then here he comes walking up. And I thought, I was right there where we parked, and I didn't. So there was my abandonment stuff coming up again. And then he dies suddenly. And I remember telling my girlfriend, I told her, well, I says, men leave you one way or the other.
That's right. Yeah.
So there it was again, it was that abandonment.
Thing is, technically they did leave, but there was no contract with you that they had to stay either.
No.
They had their own life and their own path, and they continue to experience life once they cross over in a different manner, and they have their own schooling again that they have to go through. Thankfully, it's no longer in a physical body, at least for some time, unless they decide to come back. But I mean, it never ceases.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, that most people miss the people because they don't know how to talk to them, because they're all around us.
He told me he didn't want to leave.
Always. And some people think that there is that you can't talk to them because they can't go. They have nowhere to go. This is it.
Yeah, no.
We all are, it says go to the light and this and that. No, go to that dimension where that light is, which is right here, only in a different frequency. You know, so if you know how that is the truth, then find out for yourself where you fit, how do you communicate? And one of the best things to ask a question to the universe, to source, is to ask an open-ended question. I wonder what it would be like to communicate with my husband. You know, I wonder what it feels like to communicate with him directly. I wonder how that feels. I wonder how that becomes. Oops, I'm sorry. We're out of time, and Virginia has a lot of work to do. So, anybody going to church this Sunday?
Oh, I'm worship assistant.
Are you ushering, or are you? I'm talking to Penny.
Oh no, I'm worship assistant.
Oh, what about you, Donna?
Well, I thought I was going to be singing, but I guess it'll be taped from what I gather because of the weather, but I still will probably be coming.
Oh, are we going outside?
Probably not at this point. It looks like it's going to be 62 at 11 o'clock, and that's a bit chilly.
Ooh.
And wind 14 miles an hour, and after a rain. So it's probably be wet out there and cool and windy. Unfortunately, I would love to be out there. The high for that day, if we were having the service at 3 o'clock, it would be lovely. But somehow I don't think I could keep the staff there until 3 o'clock to do the service. But
I want to thank everybody, every one of you. Thank you. Namaste. I love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam, Lisa, Pam, Sarah, Diane, Penny, Donna. And who's that one? Oh, it's Virginia.
Yes, not to worry.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks, Virginia.
Thank you.
That was a great meditation too. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.